Hello, Home Slices. It's Kier with Home Slice Adulting coming to you all with my review for the latest episode of Iyanla Fix My Life. I think the title of it is like Back in Brooklyn or something like that. I'll have the exact episode and season number in the title, but anyways, thank you to all of you who had clicked on this video. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And let's just really get into it. I didn't take any notes, so this is going to be a really brief video about my thoughts on this particular episode. But we see Iyanla Van Zant go home to the place where it all started for her, which is Brooklyn. And we get to see a more intimate look at Iyanla, which I think is interesting. To me, it wasn't as impactful as many of her more like her normal episodes where, we focus on, a particular person or a particular family's lives. But I think that part of this was maybe a little bit of a PR move because I think Iyanla gets a bad rep for what people feel as her exploiting, people's personal situations. People feel as if she does not actually care about these families or care about these people, and that she's just using them for, her own show. And I think because of this particular episode where she is exposing parts of her life, where she is going back to her, hometown where a lot of, crazy things happened to her and that helped shape her into the person she is today, by her revealing to us those things that have happened to her, in her marriage, in, her family, and being sexually assaulted as a child, we get to see a different side of her, and it feels less like she's exploiting other people when she's revealing her own kind of, dirt, and telling us the ways that she actually healed from that and recovered from those things. So I think it was a really good PR move from that standpoint. And the biggest thing for me that I got from this particular episode was the part about when the woman stood up and said that she is having a very hard time being consistent with her goals. And when she said that, I was like, that's me. And it's so weird because there are certain areas of my life where I can put my mind to something and actually really accomplish it. For instance, I actually have two videos about me returning to college after I had left. And how much motivation it took, and like some of the tips that I used to help motivate me to get through getting my bachelor's degree. And for those of you who don't know, right now I'm getting my MBA, and I basically moved across the country to take part in this program to get my MBA. So when it comes to education, like I found a kind of motivation for myself that pushes me through education wise. But when it comes to other aspects of my life, other goals that I want to accomplish, I'm very inconsistent. Like organization has always been one of the things that I have tried to focus on. And it's so weird that like part of my job, I'm an administrative assistant. And if you're an administrative assistant, organization is like your life's blood, in your work. That's the thing that people hire you for, is for your organization skills. And so at work, I'm pretty on top of things as far as organization goes. But in my personal life, like I have a planner that has a bunch of stickers. It's a happy planner. People have whole channels, on YouTube about planning and how to make yourself more productive and things like that. I have a planner, and I realize that whenever I sit down, like it's Sunday, so I'm supposed to sit down and plan the rest of my week in my planner. And it takes me like an hour to an hour and a half to do everything I want to like figure out what's happening this week, from the different calendars at work and different, personal calendars on Google. And then you want to make it look pretty, so you got to find the right stickers and flip through the sticker books to find the things that you want to put on there and everything. And it's like, okay, taking an hour and a half to plan this week is like getting a little annoying and cumbersome. And after a while you realize, oh, I'm not planning at all. Or like journaling. Like I, took part in like this journaling challenge at school, and every day they send you for 30 days, they send you a little journaling prompt, and you just take 5 minutes out of your day and write about what the prompt is. And the prompt was usually centered around, being grateful, and, that type of thing. But I got to probably day 10, 11, 12 of journaling and just like fell off. And it's like, how hard is it to spend 5 minutes a day journaling about being grateful? Like, and in particular, weight loss. Like, over the years, I have just continued to gain and gain and gain weight, and it's gotten really bad since my boyfriend and I have gotten together. You know how that goes. You get in a relationship and you're like, I ain't got to try no more. So anyways, there are a lot of goals that I have in my life that when it comes to fulfilling those goals, I have not been consistent. Eating right, staying organized in my personal life as opposed to my work life or as opposed to school. It's very challenging for me. And so seeing a woman, who looked like she was much older than me, maybe around maybe even older than my mother's age, hearing her say that she has problems with consistency, was a little bit comforting for me. I mean, it's not, not like a misery loves company type of situation, but to hear Iyanla say that problems with consistency means that you're not cooperating with yourself, which means, which could mean that there's something inside of you that is basically saying, you're not good enough. Whatever you have to contribute, whatever goal you're working towards, you don't have the stuff. You don't have the right stuff to achieve that. So instead of really focusing and putting your best foot forward when it comes to accomplishing these goals, you don't try as hard. You don't have the motivation or the discipline to do it because, God forbid you put your best foot forward and it fail. You don't want to be disappointed again. And I totally get that. And I can see how ego would be a part of that, as a person who likes to excel, as a person who wants to excel. Not being able to be successful at something is a fear of mine. So I think that's something I need to work on. Not just working on the discipline side of it and the motivation side of it, but focusing on what the root of that problem is, and that's not feeling like you're good enough or feeling like you're too afraid of disappointment to even really try and put your best foot forward. So like I said, I always try to take something from these Iyanla Fix My Life episodes and try to apply it to my life. So that was the big, aha moment for me on this particular episode. But I like Iyanla. I think it's great that she has this type of energy on stage where she can make people laugh. I like that she is that type of person because it makes her feel like you're going to almost a comedy show, but you're getting healing, and instead of just laughter. And for her to be to have such a great personality on top of being able to help people, I think is one of her greatest traits that makes her, Iyanla, that makes her who she is. So a lot of the stuff she revealed, I already knew. I already knew that she was sexually assaulted and that, her family basically ignored it. I knew some stuff about her husband, but I think it's a good thing that she's like putting her own stuff out there. Not that she, hasn't probably revealed this stuff in the books that she's written, because I know she wrote a lot of books, but for those of us who haven't read her books, to know these things about her makes her more relatable and makes her seem more qualified to help in these particular situations. So I think it was a good PR move for her. I think it was great for her to help people in the audience. I liked the episode. Again, it wasn't as impactful as some of the other episodes that I've watched, but it was a good change of pace from the normal Iyanla Fix My Life where I end up crying, the whole time. So that was really good. It was good to see her in a different element, helping people on a massive scale instead of that one super intense one-on-one type of situation. So thank you all for watching. Tell me what you thought were the most impactful parts for you, if there were any, what you thought about this episode and how it fits into the rest of the season. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out, home slices.